I'm Josephine Mambal.
I am Angela Bata.
I'm King Kenneth Dinibil.
I'm Jacqueline R. Salas.
J.R. Alpian.
I am Fernand C. Cataclao.
SBA 2 FM Section
I'm from BSBA 2 FM.
BSBA 2 Section.
From BSBA to FM2.
From BSBA Section.
BSBA Second Year FM Section.
Coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 now poses a more serious downside risk to the global economy. The World Health Organization declared the COVID-19 outbreak a pandemic on March 11 to signify its severity and global coverage and urge countries to take urgent and aggressive action. The coronavirus disease is an infectious disease and caused by a new strain of coronavirus. This new virus and disease were unknown before the outbreak began in Wuhan, China in December 2019. On January 30, 2020, the Philippine Department of Health reported the first case of COVID-19 in the country with a 38 years old female Chinese national. On March 7, the first local transmission of COVID-19 was confirmed. World Health Organization is working closely with the Department of Health in responding to the COVID-19 outbreak. The Philippines implemented various actions including a community quarantine in Metro Manila, which expanded to Luzon as well as other parts of the country. As of now, May 19, 2020, Philippine COVID-19 cases had a total of 12,942.
A strategy in 3 phases is proposed, emphasizing the need of a joint action of monetary, prudential and fiscal policies, the crucial role of international coordination, and of the G20. The government is currently in the process of strengthening the Philippines' institutional framework for disaster risk management through the creation of a new Department for Disaster Risk and Resilience. In Phase 1, the task of monetary policy is to provide liquidity to the economy where a supply shock, the sudden blockage of production caused by health precaution and illnesses. Also trigger a sharp demand shock interrupting cash flows and upsetting the payment system. Following the implementation of liquidity provision measured by the BSP, domestic liquidity has improved in recent weeks. As for the World Bank, they are committed in supporting effort to strengthen the Philippines' capacity to prepare for and respond to natural disaster as well as health and economic shock like the COVID-19. Natural disasters and pandemic disproportionately hurt poor families and our communities. Enhancing risk management and the capacity to address these challenges can help ensure that the Philippines can sustain progress in poverty reduction.
G20 Phase 2 will then be devoted to cure the wounds and will launch normal growth. The BSP recognized that the outbreak of COVID-19 has potential significant impact on the operations of BSFIS in terms of risk related to exposure to borrowers and or industries business severely disrupted or affected by the COVID-19 as well as disruption in operations due to measures implemented to control the spread of virus, such as the lockdown situation, localized work suspension, and heightened health safety risks faced by BSFIS employees and customers. Moreover, the BSP has implemented extraordinary liquidity measures to complement the national government's broad-based health and fiscal programs to mitigate the impact of COVID-19. These measures include the 300 billion case agreement with the BDR as well as launching a package of measures to support lending to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Loan granted to SMS shall be counted as part of bank's compliance with reserve requirements.
In G20 Phase 3, they propose to stress two main pillars of the new normal. First, concurrently with the strategic postures of the previous phases, central banks should go beyond the idea that monetary policy should focus squarely on inflation and that financial stability is thus better left to prudential regulation. The second pillar of the new normal implies the most difficult and important task of Phase 3, the deleveraging of the global economy burden. With debts in the preceding two phases, the BSP is prepared to use the full range of its monetary policy and regulatory relief measures as needed in fulfillment of its price and financial stability objectives. The Monetary Board has already approved the granting of temporary regulatory and the discounting relief measures. To BSP supervise financial institutions or BSFIS. At the same time, the BSP continues to monitor the developments arising from the pandemic. In calibrating its monetary policy settings, the BSP will continue to be data dependent, guided by its assessment of the inflation's outlook over the policy horizon and the risks surrounding such outlook as well as data on demand conditions. The BSP has responded swiftly and decisively to mitigate economic and financial fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic through its monetary instruments and regulatory relief measures.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP will continue to maintain a double stance over the coming quarter amid the coronavirus outbreak, where they accept fiscal policy to be the key stimulus tools used by the policymaker in the Philippines. They do not rule out further monetary easing. However, risks to the growth outlook continue to be tilted to the downside and currently a U-shaped recovery is expected. The challenge, therefore, is to provide tangible boost to the economy through the appropriate combination of fiscal response and monetary measures. Risks remain tilted to the downside, with capital economics seeing a longer downturn, direct virus-related disruption that lasts longer than expected, risk of lengthier recession or even another financial crisis as companies turn insolvent, while central banks have limited monetary space, resulting in a higher unemployment and a further downturn in consumer spending.
There is a high level of uncertainty surrounding the current situation, given that there are still many unknowns concerning COVID-19. Related economic indicators also remain limited. The estimates presented here are therefore based on scenarios and assumptions. The estimated transitory impact also does not yet take into account potential gains from mitigating measures. The main purpose is to flag risk areas as a basis for discussing appropriate responses. On the other hand, given the likely delays in implementation of priority programs and projects, including infrastructure, national government agency could reprioritize and realign their budget to address the more urgent challenge posed by COVID-19.
Economy of the Philippines. The economy of the Philippines, the world's 36th largest economy by nominal GDP according to the 2019 estimate of the International Monetary Fund statistics. It is the 13th largest economy in Asia and the 3rd largest economy in the ASEAN after Indonesia and Thailand. The Philippines is one of the emerging markets and is the 5th richest in the Southeast Asia by GDP per capita values, after the regional countries of Singapore, Brunei, Malaysia, and Thailand. The Philippines is primarily considered a newly industrialized country which has an economy in transition from one based on agricultural to one based more on services and manufacturing. The Philippine economy is projected to be the 5th largest in Asia and 16th biggest in the world by 2050, according to the PricewaterhouseCoopers. However, the economic statistic may still vary depending on the performance of the government every year. Monetary policy of the Philippines. Monetary policy is the monitoring and control of money supply by a central bank such as the Federal Reserve Board in the United States of America and the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in the Philippines. This is used by the government to be able to control inflation and stabilize currency. Monetary policy is considered to be one of the two ways that the government can influence the economy. The other being fiscal policy, which make use government spending and taxes. Monetary policy is generally the process by which the central bank or government controls to supply the availability of money, the cost of money, and the rate of interest.